Good morning, all. We will be seeing about Ubuntu Multipass. Multipass is a command line interface which we use to create and to manage instances of Linux. Using Multipass, we can able to create the Linux instances and we can use it whatever the way you want. So we can download the Multipass from Ubuntu website. We can able to see the package for multipass for Mac, for Linux, for Windows. We can also see the different commands which is used along with multipass in order to launch, to execute something, to list, to stop, start, to purge the instances running on it. So we'll be going along all the commands. So once we download the package of macOS, we'll be installing it into the machine. Upon the installations, the binary of multipass got loaded, and using those binaries we can able to execute all the commands of multipass. So we can see there are multiple commands for multipass using which we can able to create, delete and do much thing. Multipass find is a command where you can see different flavors of Linux. We can see Ubuntu LTS, we can see Xenial Bionic. So multipass launch is a command using which we can able to launch an instance of the Linux. Multipass launch, then we have to give the name of that particular flavor and that instance will be created. Whenever you create it for the first time, it may take some time. If you will not give the attribute hyphen hyphen name, if you'll only pass the multipass then space launch, then by default the instance for Ubuntu 20.04 latest edition will be loaded with the name of the instance as primary. So by default it takes as an instance name primary. Okay, so you can see the instance got launched. The Ubuntu LTS is the instance that we have created now. 192.168.64.2 is the IP it got assigned and it is running now. The primary instance which I have created earlier. So multipass then list is a command using which you can able to list out all your running or deleted or any stopped instance. So you can able to stop the running instance via the command multipass stop and then instance name. You can able to see the IP got removed and the instance is in stopped state. You can start the same instance using the command start ubuntu start instance name and that particular instance will be running. So this is how you can able to download, install the multipass, create an instance, how you can able to start an instance, stop an instance, and you can able to list out the different instances running on your machine. So right now I have two instances running. You can able to see the disk space as well. Normally the resources that the instance take is about 1 GB by default, but you can able to allocate more and customized RAM based on your needs. There are parameters using which you can able to customize it. How you can able to log into the instance? So there are two ways you can able to log in. The one is the multipass shell and then you can give the instance name and you will be able to log into that particular instance. The default ID using which it logged in is Ubuntu. You can able to see the disk space as well. There is other way as well, which is the normal way, the SSH way you can use, using which you can able to log into that instance, running instance. Since we don't have the password of the default ID, we can use the passwordless authentication. So we need to copy the public key of our local machine, and then we can paste the same public key to the authorized key file on the running instance, and then we can able to log in via passwordless authentication. We'll be using the SSH now to log in. So once the first time you will run a SSH and try to connect to the IP, definitely it is going to deny because the public key is not been defined into the authorized key file into the running instance. So we need to do that, and then we can able to SSH successfully via the passwordless authentication via the key. So I'll be copying the public key, and then I'll be connecting to the running instance via multipass shell command, and then I will be pasting this public key into the authorized key file of that instance. So I've just pasted the public key. I saved this file. I'll be coming out of the instance and I'll try to connect it via SSH. It got connected. So we saw the two methods to connect to the instance. One is the default method via multipass shell and then instance name, and other way is the passwordless authentication using public key. We'll be creating a folder into the instance and we'll be running a sample playbook Ansible just to show that we can use this instance in any way that we want. So I've created two files, the host file which basically consists of the IP address of the running instance, and the playbook.yaml file for Ansible, which basically contains a shell module, a normal task which will be executing on your running instance and just list the folder directory on its home directory, and it will be giving out the result on your local machine. So I'll just be executing the Ansible playbook in a very verbose mode. We can able to see the connection is successful. We can see the test folder name is coming out. So in this way you can able to use all the running instance in any way you want. We can able to see the process. These running instance runs as a process onto your local machine. You can able to list those process. You can able to see in my case I have two instance. I can able to see the Ubuntu LTS and primary are the two instance which is being running with their process ID. These instance basically runs over HyperKit in Mac, so we can able to see the HyperKit running, and then it is passing all those instances as a part of its argument. So you can able to list out any day the process and the instance using this. We can stop the running instance via command multipass stop and then instance name. The running instance got stopped. How we can delete a running instance? We can just pass a delete command, multipass delete, and then instance name. The particular instance got deleted, and this command doesn't mean that the instance got removed completely. You can able to recover it via multipass recover and then instance name. If you want to permanently delete it, you need to purge it. The command is multipass then space and purge. No need to pass any instance name because multipass purge will by default delete all the deleted instance. So you can see the running instance got stopped, deleted, and purged as well. Thank you all. Hope you like this video.